Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Clarity with Sims Media. On today's episode, we're going to be going over everything that we believe you need to know as an entrepreneur as it relates to your branding and marketing. I want to cover a few main areas, such as where are the capabilities of AI that you need to know of, how can you implement that within your business, and then also what does that look like for your team? Because I've been getting that question a lot. If we've got all this amazing AI that can do super cool stuff and generate all this stuff for us, do we need our team? So I want to go over that as well. Also, for all of you that are tuning in on this live stream, I had to pre-record this video because myself and my dad, we are both traveling at the moment, and I did not want to gamble on whether or not the Wi-Fi would be good enough to deliver this to you. But saying that, I am tuning in right now. I am on my phone. So if you have any questions as we go through this, then just put them in the comments and tag me. That way I know which platform you're asking the questions on, and I will answer those and we can chat within the comment section as well. And then, of course, if you're watching the replay of this, same thing. Just put your questions in the comments and I will get to those as well. So let's jump into this. I've got my notepad here because AI is exciting and interesting to me. And as you know, I'm very geeky and I love this stuff. So I want to make sure I stay as much on track as I can for you. So let's jump in with the first thing. What kind of tools and capabilities are there within AI? There's been a lot of talk about Chat GPT. I think that is one that the majority of you have already heard about, but there are so many tools available to us. And the ones that I want you to know of fall into the categories of text, image, and video generation and manipulation. So Chat GPT is a text tool. We have the ability to prompt it to write something for us, rewrite something. It's all text-based. So we have a conversation with it through text, and it gives us an output through text. But there are also other tools like AnyWord and Jasper and Instatext that are very specific for what they are outputting. So there are tools that are very focused on blog writing. So you give it a prompt, you give it some points that you want it to cover, you give it the tonality that you want it written in, and it will give you that blog. I will say that some of these tools, if you are very specific on what you want and your workflow, those other tools might be better for you to check out and start digging around as to what's available to you. But Chat GPT in general is very impressive as to what it can actually do, but it is very much guided around your ability to prompt it and to guide it to the right answers for you. So there are the Chat GPT, AnyWord, Jasper, Instatext. Those are just a few of many text tools available to you. Then we start getting even more complex, and there's image tools. So ChatGPT is through a group called OpenAI, and OpenAI have an image AI tool called Dall E 2, and it's incredible. You can prompt it the same way to create an image for you. So you can say, I want an image of a motor. What I did actually was I asked it, I really like graffiti and street art and such. And as you may know, I'm a huge adrenaline junkie. I love racing motorcycles. So I asked Dall E 2 to create an image in Banksy styling of a motorcycle. And I got 4 different images of motorcycles done in a Banksy style. And honestly, they were really good. And so this is a huge feature for us to kind of understand and make up for weaknesses that we may have. If, like for me, my graphic design and artistic abilities go as far as being able to use Canva to create good enough graphics and images, but I'm not artistic. Like if I have to paint something, it's not going to happen. So being able to just ask these platforms to do it for me and create a cool image in a style that I like around a topic that I like is very impressive. So Dall E 2 is one of those image AI tools available to you. And at the same time, you can manipulate images using it. So I had some fun with this. I just took a video, an image of me snowboarding. I took a selfie of me looking down the mountain, and I'm in the trees in untouched snow. And what I did was I selected the frame within my photo that I wanted the AI to generate within, and I erased a section of that I wanted the AI to fill in for me and replace. And what I said was to generate a bear laying in the snow. And so what it did was it took this selfie of me pointing down the mountain at the snow, and it put a big grizzly bear in the background, laying on his back in the snow, paws up like a dog. And so, of course, I sent this to my mom. I'm like, hey, check out what I ran into on the trails today, and had a bit of a laugh with that. So, but you can use that in so many ways. You can build on top of existing images, or by erasing stuff, telling it to put stuff in there. So you can really get creative with existing photos, but you can also generate photos from scratch and ask the software to elaborate and expand upon this image and bring in more and more and more. So that's already some of what we can do when it comes to images, not just text. But then it gets even scarier and more exciting and goes into video. If you think about it, if AI can understand and pull together all the elements necessary to make an image, videos are just a sequence of images all put together. And so it's not long before that becomes just as developed and as quick as the image generation software. Currently, I don't think most of the companies that I've seen that are using this are public yet. I think most of them are in the beta stages, but I've seen it in action. I've seen these companies using AI to create videos, and it is impressive. It is very impressive. But for now, most of what I've seen is the ability to manipulate your videos. So if you wanted to do an explainer video of something, an instructional video, but you didn't want to be the one on camera and some other avatar would fit better for your audience, there are tools out there like yesterday I was just playing around with it and I found one called Synthesia. And on there, you can put in your script of what you want said and then select the person as well as the accent that you want to read out and have a video talking your script. And it's really cool to see. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. Sometimes if you pay attention, you can see the mouth and the way it moves is a little bit off, but for the most part, that's just nitpicking. Like it's really impressive still. So you've got the ability to do all this text manipulation. You've got the ability to generate images. You've got the ability to create avatars to read your scripts as a different person with a different accent. You can also edit existing videos of yours. There's a tool right now that I'm really enjoying playing around with called Descript. And this one, you can put your video in there and say you mess up and say the wrong word for something. You can go into the transcript, change that word, and it'll make that change. So when you rewatch the video, it actually sounds like you've said the correct word. So it will correct your script in video. And it'll keep your voice and the tonality as well. So these tools are really incredible. But where does that lead into how you use that for your business? when we look at text, when we look at image, when we look at videos, a lot of that is creative output. So that's why I'm saying a lot of this falls within branding and marketing. If you get writer's block, it's very hard for you to start from scratch and write something, but you're very good at revising and tweaking it. Then looking at tools like Chat GPT and Jasper to just get the ball rolling and pump out a blog for you that you can then revise is a huge advantage to you, because you're able to make up for your weakness of going from 0 to 1 and instead have the AI do that 0 to 1 stage, and you fill in the 1 to 10 of the revisions and the tweaking and personalizing the content. So you can fill in for your weaknesses and play to your strengths. You can also speed up your process in general. If you're looking to write a bunch of hooks for different advertising campaigns, then you can put in there a type of hook, or if you've got one hook, you can put that in there, or you can put in to like ChatGPT the context around the hook that you're trying to generate and say, give me 10 different hooks to choose from for a particular avatar. And it will go ahead and pump out those 10 hooks for you. So it can speed up this creative process so much. So not only can you work on your weaknesses, like overcome them, really just kind of skip them and get straight to your strengths, but you can speed up your process in general. Now, there's some other really impressive, scary stuff that you can do with this AI. ChatGPT does not just create blogs for you. I've actually seen videos of developers having ChatGPT create code and put out code for them that actually works, or put in code and ask ChatGPT to look for where there's the possible error. And it can do that at least pretty damn well. So that's a scary one. But then there's also the ability to translate. So if you've got an article and you want to write it in Spanish, then you can put it in ChatGPT and ask it to translate your article into Spanish. And now you've got a Spanish article that you can put out there and target specifically for the Spanish-speaking market. So that already broadens your available markets that you can target. So it's incredible that you can write content and have it generated. If you're bad at just the very beginning of writer's block from 0 to 1, and instead you can just go ahead and revise things, but then you can do things like translating that content into another language, and even going as technical as writing code for websites or apps or whatever. Now, there's a lot, and we did talk about the video editing as well, being able to use tools like Descript to edit videos that you've done, but maybe you don't want to do a retake, because we know that takes a long time, especially if you're doing long form content. Doing a retake, especially if you want like a one shot thing, that can take a lot of your time. And so if you can just basically take that out of the equation, you never have to reshoot something, but just go into this content and have AI fix the video and make it sound like you said the right stuff, then that's going to save us a ton of time. It's also going to take a lot of stress out of making content and trying to make it perfect. And as you know, we're not very good at making things perfect. We just get it out there. But it's a very impressive way to help speed up the overall process and fix things in general. We all know that it's super frustrating if you've made a piece of content and then you check on it a little while later and notice an error and you have to redo it. Sometimes you're just not right in that zone to do that piece of content again. So it's so much easier if you can use these tools to actually have AI fix it for you. Now, here's an interesting thing when it comes to AI that I keep getting asked is, if we have these tools that can write articles for us, write code, make images, fix up videos, do I need my team? What does that look like for my team of copywriters and video editors and graphic designers, are they out of a job? Can I fire them, basically? Not at this moment in time. I think these tools are fantastic, but they are not perfect yet. And when it gets to that point, that is a very different conversation. And again, I'm not going to go off of topic because, like I said, that's a different conversation, but very interesting one. At this moment in time, the capabilities are immense, but they're not perfect. And so we still need people to overview and check for quality. So we want to look for quality and accuracy within what AI is giving us. But what it's going to do is speed up the process. So if you've got a copywriter who's at this competency level and you help them understand how to use Chat GPT and all these copywriting tools available to them, it might take their competency from here to here and raise the bar because they've got the ability to do things faster and get more inspiration for how they could write things. If they've come up with a blog and they want to say, hey, rewrite this at a fourth grade reading level, or rewrite this at a very technical academic level, then these tools can do that. And then they've got some ideas to see how it's being tweaked. And then they can go back in and make those tweaks as well. So it's going to help speed up the process for experts already. So that's just going to elevate your quality of your work within your business and speed up the workflow. So I don't see, and that's applicable for all the areas of text, for images, for videos. I don't see you being able to get rid of your team. I also don't think you should. I think this is an opportunity for you to give these tools to your team so that they can speed up their process and improve it. And what's not appealing about that within your business, being able to do more work at a higher level? That's a massive ROI on everything. So I don't think we are going to lose our team yet. I don't know how far off that is, but honestly, I think that for the most part, people are still going to be very important to it because we need to guide the tools, prompt them with the right things to get the outputs that we truly desire. What I also think AI can allow us to do is open up our hiring pool to a larger market. Because right now, if you're looking for a particular level of experience or competency within a skill like copywriting, you've only got a certain pool to pull from for hiring. But I think these tools are actually going to allow you to broaden out that pool because you can use these tools to kind of make up for where someone may be slightly inexperienced and almost help train them to see and recognize what good copywriting looks like. So you could possibly have someone who's a little bit less experienced in copywriting, but because they know how to prompt the use of Chat GPT and these other copywriting tools well, then they're going to be able to actually come up with some really good content because they have basic understanding of good copy, but they're also experienced on how to use these tools to make it even better. So I think you'll actually be able to open up the pool in which you can hire from and make it easier on yourself to find the talent to create and produce within your company. So it's going to help to increase the efficiency of your team. It's going to help to increase the quality of the output of your team. But I also think it's going to allow you to play in a larger pool, draw from a larger pool for hiring people onto your team because these AI tools are so good at creating a larger output, a higher quality output than what our competency level is at. But all of this stuff, like we've just talked about, we've got the ability of using AI to improve our copywriting, to improve our graphic design, to improve our video editing, and video process of being able to remove retakes because we can actually manipulate it with AI if we said something incorrectly. But these are all elements of marketing. And we still need to, and we say it over and over and over again, before you worry about your marketing, you have to focus on your branding. Because if your messaging is not crystal clear and you jump straight into these tools to amplify your marketing and push hard in your marketing, you're still marketing a confused message. So these tools are going to be very helpful for you and spark ideas and help you create content easier and faster. But that doesn't matter if it's not honed in on your message and it's not truly connecting with the audience that you're trying to reach and impact. So before you get too excited and jump into these tools, which I know is very difficult, I love jumping into them and playing with them as well. Hence why I put a grizzly bear in the background of my snowboarding photo. But we still need to focus on the branding. So know that these tools exist, but also know that you have to establish the foundation of your branding before you look at amplifying it through the marketing. So I hope this has been helpful for you. This is a topic that I could jabber on a whole lot longer. So if you have any questions, then just put them in the chat below and I will get around to those. If you want to go into more detail, if it's something more elaborate of a question, then we can even look at creating another episode to go over this stuff. But for now, I hope this was helpful on you understanding as an entrepreneur what kind of tools are out there, how you can pull them into your business, and how you can actually help your team's performance go even higher by using these tools. It's not going to replace them. It's actually going to speed up your workflows and increase the quality of the output within your team. So till next week, take care.